ask you something, sweet. What makes a mortal give a promise that he can't keep? Is he a dreamer, a liar, or a fool? That slithers down his chin and coils around his neck. And it's only a matter of time before it grows large enough to snap it. Or you see, I am that snake. I'm the one who makes sure that the next promise is kept. Then choose your words carefully, Billy. Many before you have said the same. Pledged oaths to uphold the law, made promises they can't keep. Yet still, their words are blood, and the more they speak, the more they bleed. They call me Reigns. I keep the law, and I kill anyone who defies it. So you're not completely hopeless. Like the kind of Swede who drinks ale from his boot, but has enough sense to use a steel one. The Yaras are too busy pointing their swords at each other to see the real threat.
I kind of like him.
That's where I come in. I kill bandits.
He's one of the
law.
He's one of the many interesting characters you can find in interesting NPCs.
I came here to track a group of guardsmen who had broken their oaths to serve and sold their lives to banditry. Their trail brought me here. Maybe they thought it would make a good hideout. But now those traitors are Chara's food, and everyone's fed but me. Yeah, like running into old friends, I bet. Lawbreakers always hang out in groups. Too cowardly to go at it alone. Still, it seems we've got some things in common, sweet. We wouldn't be here otherwise.
Yep.
Alright. You might be worth following. If you want to kill Farma, first we need to find a way in.
There we go. Glowing mushrooms are good for health potions.
Thank you. I thought that beast would be the end of me.
No, but he is.
I am the end of you.
Help me! Do something!
Die. Pathetic. The boy nearly died of shock before my blades managed to drink him.
Ha!
I was going to let him live. Better of it. He was too frail. He would have made for a poor witness. Now, where should we hunt next? There are more lawbreakers where this one came from. The last of these ones. But there's plenty more. And I will let the ground drink what my blades do not. Simple. You need a witness. Someone to spread the word about the bad Dunmer with the sharp daggers. First you lop off the fetch's little finger. Make them think you're letting them off easy.
Oh.
Then you do the thumb. They'll never hold the blade again. Or count the lizards before they hatch. If they're male, I like to castrate them too.
Oh,
You don't
wow.
want these bandits bleeding like a pack of marsh rats.
Nope.
I'll burn off their ears. I'll scoop out their eyes. But the one thing I'll never take is their tongues. So have I, Scream. Just be careful if you have a better cat. It's just as dangerous with that barbed staff they got down there. Painful at first, if you aren't used to it. Or so I hear. I don't take. I give. I don't use magic, if that's what you're saying. I use scrolls. Not for myself, of course. I never get hurt. Can't
Really?
say the same for them.
Ha!
You can't become a keeper overnight, Scream. It takes time. I used to think like you. Thought death was the remedy.
Wow.
Bandits don't fear death. You have to give them something scarier. Fine.
Okay.
Speak. Bird. One of my ancestors was a Ferliger, and his poisonous blood turned my right eye green.
Ugh.
A vial of liquid nightshade. Pour it down my right eye, burn the poison out. Your face is too clean, girl. Maybe you'll let me pretty it up some. This isn't the time for questions with long answers, sweet. Save it for the inn. Very well. Did I ever tell you how breathtaking I look when I'm choking a bandit? Find one, and I'll show you. Your loss.
I want to grow up to be just like Griffith. Griffith, what does it mean when people wear amulets of Mara?
They wear it to tell people they want to get married.
Oh, so if I wear one, will you marry me?
No.
Sorry, but I'm a little too old for you.
Oh. Will you at least come to my wedding?
I'd like that. You've got the wrong house, stranger. The mill owner lives on the other side of the road. I suggest you leave. We aren't staying, just passing through. And we aren't looking for trouble. stranger. Just like you. Let's keep it that way. I'm her guardian. Let's just leave it at that. If I was that kind of man, the girl's hands would be bound and you'd be dead. Even now, I'm still not sure whether I should let you live. So choose your words carefully. Yeah. And what of it? Hold on. There's no need for that. It's not what you think. The girl is under my protection.
Really?
The Dark Brotherhood. They're after us. Her and me.
Yeah, I've been there. Early playthroughs, I've had them come after me, and I've killed their assassins.
Then you know how it is. Always looking over your shoulder. Never getting a good night's sleep.
Yep.
Never knowing if it's the last time. The last time to see the sun. Or to taste a ripe apple. Or to get pinched by the girl. Everything has a finale to it. It all feels so tense. So grave. I'd probably lose myself. Fall into old habits if the kid weren't depending on me.
And why are you serving as her guardian?
I need a reason to protect a child. For now she is. Has to be. She's got no one else. Now, eventually she'll come of age, and no longer be the girl she once was. And the only thing connecting her to her past will be me. That's when I'll say goodbye. Not a second before. I killed one of their contracts.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah. The Dark Brotherhood aren't just hunting a killer. They're hunting one of their own. Me. It's a long story. Not one I really care to tell. Alright. Leave her out of this. As I said, I was once an assassin for the Dark Brotherhood. One of the best they had. Only, murder wasn't enough for me. When a target is marked, a typical assassin kills without question or remorse.
Yeah,
The murder is
it's
efficient.
just business as usual.
A transaction. No different than going to the market. Only, I took things a little bit further. I had what you'd call a procedure. I didn't just stalk my targets. I approached them. I even befriended them. I needed to know the man I killed. I hate that word. Makes it sound religious or something. It was a procedure. A potion for the conscience. The Dark Brotherhood isn't about good or evil. You'll find in this world, people want others dead for the most trivial of reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
You're a bard who sings off-key. You're dead. You
Yep.
jilted a lover. By a headstone. Looked at someone the wrong way. Worm food. You can't try to justify the reasons, because the reasons are moronic. But if I got to know them, I could always find it.
Huh.
My reason. The apathy.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah. These people and their attitudes disgusted me. It needed to be purged. So I gained their trust and offered them a drink. The mead was a paralysis poison. Then I bound them and interrogated them until I found it. It was a game. I asked them to name their killer. They always assumed I was talking about me. It isn't just the Dark Brotherhood. The one who pursues me is Sithis. I broke a tenant, and in doing so, I betrayed him. Now every night, I am left to face his wrath. No. I've tried to keep her as far in the dark about it as I can.
That's good.
She's a smart girl, though. I think she's beginning to piece things together.
You know, yeah, why don't you just adopt her yourself, Griffith?
I'll admit I have grown fond of her. Despite all this happened, she can still make me laugh. My time with her has made me rethink my purpose in life. Perhaps I wasn't meant to be a killer after all. She even has the same dark hair and pale skin like me. She'd pass as my real daughter. But what kind of father could I possibly be?
A good one.
Maybe you're right. But there will come a time when it's safer for us to be apart. I killed one of their contracts.
No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay. Hey,
Alec, Griffith told me not to talk to strangers.
that's smart.
I think so too.
Where are your parents, by the way?
I don't have any parents. Francois at the orphanage said everyone has parents, but I'm not so sure. I've never met them anyway. But Grella the Kind once called me a worthless little Breton. So I guess they were Bretons.
It's a horrible thing to say to a child.
Yeah, I was so happy when Griffith came for me. I didn't like it there, none of us did. Heror was named after a lion, but he cried more than he roared. I didn't like Runa, not after she squished the torch bug I caught in the yard.
Aww.
Francois always bragged how his mommy and daddy were coming for him, so I didn't like him either. Samuel and Aventus were nice, though. They took the blame whenever Grellid wanted to give me the belt. And Constance would tuck us in and slip us snacks when Grellid wasn't looking. I don't know why they call Grellid the Kind One.
Neither do I.
Griffith and I are playing hide and seek. Oh, we're both hiding. The monsters are seeking. You're not a monster, are you?
Depends on the definition. The vampire, because you're talking to a vampire right now, so that does kind of count.
Well, I know he doesn't sleep much. I think he has bad dreams or something. He also doesn't like to talk much. I only ever see him talk to me or the innkeepers, and even then he doesn't say much.
Well,
I think he might be a little shy. Hey, why don't you try talking to him? You're really nice, so he might like talking to you. Yeah, go talk to him. I bet you two would make great friends.
oh, okay.
All right.
Yes? One night we received word of a man performing the Black Sacrament in the Rift in Radway. I was to arrange a meeting with him to get information on the target. The man told me of a story of a harlot who had taken everything from him. He wanted her to know the pain and anguish she caused him.
Well,
Another jilted lover, I thought. Another uncaring woman. My specialty. So I accepted the contract on behalf of the Brotherhood. Tracking her down was easy. She was staying in some old bunkhouse near the Jarl's Keep. She wasn't a harlot. She wasn't even a woman. She was just a girl. Inside her wasn't apathy. It was innocence. The child wasn't even old enough to understand love. At first I thought there was some kind of mistake. Only when I confronted the man, he confirmed her identity. The sick bastard was in love with a child.
Oh.
And so that night, I killed, not for apathy, but for passion, and took the child from Honor Hall. The Dark Brotherhood would eventually try to find her. Once the Black Sacrament has been performed,
the child he took
the
was
mark
Morgan.
is eternally cursed by Sithis. The sacrament demands blood, and they will not stop until the blood has been spilled. I've killed so many of my brothers and sisters. Some I even considered friends. I was a young boy, living in an old cottage with my parents and older sister. She was about 5 years older than Morgan, and promised to marry. It was the day of her wedding, when Lord Gabania's men came riding in the field.
Here we go.
I'll never forget the way their horses grunted and seethed, as if ready for war. Then the nobleman descended from his horse and made his demands. Some call it the right of first night, as if men of power needed to justify their rape with laws. No, they just took what they wanted. My mother pleaded for mercy. My father reached for his axe.
I do like his armor.
All anyone could do was weep. Two of Gabania's men were dragging my sister into the cottage when they passed me by. One of them turned and looked at me, and our eyes met. There wasn't a drop of emotion on that face. That's what I remember most from that night. Not the murder, or the rape, or the screams. It was the face of that guardsman. The face of apathy. That I couldn't forgive.
What happened after they killed your family?
They razed the town. Gabania really just wanted the land and the peasants cleared. When his lot forced themselves on the women, it was just for fun. No, not forced. Toyed with them, defiled them, and murdered their spirit. When they killed them all, they just left me there to watch. I mourned them for days, but my mourning quickly turned to anger. I thirsted for revenge. Yet I was just a boy. My anger alone would never be enough to kill a noble. I performed the Black Sacrament, but the Brotherhood never came. I knew then I was truly alone.
Aww.
And if I wanted vengeance,
you have to get
I had to do it myself.
Yep.
Gabania was out of my reach, but that guard, the one whose face was burned into my memory, that was a man I could kill. I pulled the sword from my own father's chest and watched him spill all over the ground. I kept that sword as a reminder. The blood had dried and crusted over the blade, but I never bothered to polish it.
Damn. Killing the guardsman couldn't have been easy.
No. Looking back, I was lucky I wasn't a grown man.
You are carrying too much.
My size and build forced me to cling to the shadows. A grown man would have used the sword that fell my father to seek some sort of poetic justice.
You are over encumbered.
The boy was forced to abandon that for a dagger.
So what'd you do?
I started out by pretending I was a beggar, nagging the guards for coin and bread. Not that it required much acting. My hunger was real. I pestered Gabania's men one by one until I found that face. He didn't recognize me. Of course he didn't. I tracked him day and night, from the barracks to the brothels. It was outside the inn where he was most vulnerable, unloading his mead. That night I hid behind a stack of hay piles. The twin moons were out, and there was no mistaking that face. I crept up behind him as he was pissing on the wall, the sound of the stream masking my footsteps.
Sounds like a character from Game of Thrones.
Then I slid the dagger into his heart.
Yeah, Meryn Trent.
And when he fell to the ground,
And look what happened to him.
I turned his face over
Got killed
and
by
cut his
Arya.
mouth into a smile.
I love that. It was cathartic.
It was.
Yeah, yes, even
I
the
stared into
dialogue
that face for
option.
what seemed like
That's
forever.
great.
My body tingling with sensation. It wasn't until I heard that slow, condescending clap that I woke up from my trance. Then I looked up and saw Astrid. Truly know who you are killing and what you are killing for before you make the killing blow.